when audiences tuned in to watch Will Ferrell sit down with Kelly Clarkson on The Kelly Clarkson Show. They expected laughter, impressions, and the kind of unpredictable comedy that has defined Ferrell's career for decades. What they didn't expect was a moment so tense that it would send shockwaves across social media within minutes. According to audience reactions and circulating clips, what began as a lighthearted interview quickly spiraled into a heated exchange that ended with Ferrell walking off the stage, leaving Clarkson and the studio audience visibly stunned. The atmosphere at the start of the segment felt electric in the best way. Clarkson welcomed Ferrell with her signature warmth, joking about his larger-than-life characters and referencing some of his most iconic performances. Ferrell, known for his absurdist humor and fearless commitment to the bit, seemed relaxed. He cracked jokes about aging in Hollywood, poked fun at himself, and even teased the audience with a few exaggerated facial expressions that had everyone laughing. It looked like another viral-worthy appearance in the making. But things reportedly shifted when the conversation moved from comedy to more personal territory. Clarkson, who often prides herself on asking thoughtful and sometimes probing questions, began discussing Ferrell's approach to fame and the pressures that come with staying relevant in an industry that constantly demands reinvention. While the question itself seemed harmless, Ferrell's demeanor appeared to change. His usual exaggerated grin faded, replaced by a more serious expression that viewers rarely see outside of scripted roles. Observers noted that Ferrell initially attempted to deflect with humor, making a tongue-in-cheek remark about selling out to survive. The audience laughed, assuming it was part of his routine. But Clarkson pressed slightly further, asking whether he ever felt misunderstood as an artist. That's when the tone reportedly tightened. Ferrell paused longer than usual before answering, and the silence in the studio became palpable. According to those present, Ferrell responded candidly, suggesting that comedy is often dismissed as less meaningful than dramatic acting. He hinted that the constant expectation to be on can feel exhausting. Clarkson acknowledged his point, but followed up by referencing a past project that received mixed reviews, while she framed it as part of the ups and downs of a long career. Ferrell appeared to take the comment personally. What happened next has become the centerpiece of online debate. Ferrell reportedly leaned back in his chair, crossed his arms, and made a sharp remark about critics who think they're funnier than the people doing the work. The audience's laughter turned uneasy. Clarkson attempted to lighten the mood, joking that daytime television wasn't the place for a roast of reviewers, but Ferrell's frustration seemed genuine. In a moment that felt both abrupt and surreal, Ferrell allegedly stood up, adjusted his jacket, and said something along the lines of, "Maybe I need a break from talking about this," without another joke to cushion the exit. He walked off the stage, leaving Clarkson momentarily speechless. The band hesitated, unsure whether to play him out or wait for direction. Cameras cut to the audience, capturing confused faces and scattered applause. Social media erupted almost instantly. Some viewers defended Ferrell, arguing that celebrities are human and have the right to set boundaries when conversations become uncomfortable. Others criticized the move as unprofessional, especially on a show known for its upbeat and supportive environment. Clips circulated on platforms within hours, dissected frame by fans and commentators alike. Supporters pointed out that Ferrell has built a career on satire and exaggeration, and it's possible the walk-off itself was an elaborate bit. After all, this is the actor who committed wholeheartedly to playing an oblivious news anchor in Anchorman and an overgrown child in Elf. The line between performance and authenticity has always been intentionally blurry with him. Skeptics suggested that the tension might have been staged to generate buzz, particularly in an era when viral moments can significantly boost ratings. However, others insisted that the discomfort in the room felt too real to be scripted. Clarkson's reaction, eyes widening slightly, hands clasped together as if searching for the right words, did not appear rehearsed. She reportedly addressed the audience after the commercial break, thanking them for their patience and emphasizing that live interviews can sometimes take unexpected turns. Her professionalism earned praise, with many applauding her composure under pressure. The incident has reignited broader conversations about the challenges talk show hosts face when balancing entertainment with authenticity. Clarkson's style often blends heartfelt storytelling with playful banter. Navigating that line with a guest known for unpredictability is no easy task. For Ferrell, whose humor often thrives on chaos, being asked to step out of character and speak vulnerably might have felt jarring. Industry insiders have noted that daytime television despite its friendly tone, can be high. Interviews are tightly timed, producers feed questions through earpieces, and any deviation can create ripple effects behind the scenes. If Ferrell felt blindsided by the direction of the conversation, even slightly, the reaction might have been less about the specific question and more about cumulative stress. Interestingly, neither Ferrell nor Clarkson immediately released detailed statements addressing the incident. The silence only fueled speculation. Entertainment blogs debated whether this would impact future bookings. Would other celebrities hesitate before agreeing to appear? Or would the controversy actually make the show more appealing, proving it isn't afraid of real, unscripted moments? Fans of Ferrell argue that his legacy remains untouchable, from sketch comedy roots to blockbuster films. He has repeatedly reinvented himself, while staying true to a distinct comedic voice. One tense moment on a talk show is unlikely to overshadow decades of success. Meanwhile, Clarkson's supporters emphasized her track record of empathy and connection, pointing to countless interviews where guests felt safe opening up. The dynamic between host and guest is delicate. It relies on mutual trust, preparation, and an understanding of tone. When that balance tips, even slightly, the result can be dramatic. Whether Ferrell's exit was a spontaneous emotional response or a calculated comedic twist, it undeniably created a cultural moment. In the days following the episode, fan forums and comment sections became battlegrounds. Some viewers demanded a follow-up episode where Ferrell could clarify his perspective. Others suggested inviting him back to turn the tension into a comedic redemption arc. The possibility of reconciliation itself became part of the narrative, demonstrating how invested audiences are in both personalities. What makes this story resonate is not just the shock value of a celebrity walking off stage. It's the reminder that behind the laughter and applause are real individuals navigating complex emotions. Comedy, perhaps more than any other genre, requires vulnerability. To make millions laugh, performers often draw from personal insecurities and experiences. When those vulnerabilities are unexpectedly spotlighted, the reaction can be intense. At the same time, daytime talk shows thrive on unpredictability. The magic lies in moments that feel unscripted and genuine. If everything ran perfectly every time, audiences might lose interest. Controversy, while risky, can also humanize public figures, showing that even seasoned professionals can have off days. As the buzz continues, one thing is clear: the intersection of humor, honesty, and live television can produce explosive results. Whether this incident will fade into the long list of fleeting entertainment headlines or become a defining anecdote in Ferrell's career remains to be seen. For now, viewers are left replaying the clip, analyzing expressions, and debating intentions. In an industry built on performance, distinguishing between act and authenticity is often impossible. Perhaps that ambiguity is what keeps audiences watching. The walk-off, real or staged, reminded everyone that live television still holds the power to surprise. And in a world saturated with carefully curated content, surprise is a rare and powerful currency. If there's a lesson in all this, it may be about boundaries and communication. Celebrities are increasingly vocal about mental health and the pressures of constant scrutiny. Hosts, meanwhile, are challenged to ask meaningful questions without crossing invisible lines. When those lines blur, friction is almost inevitable. For fans of both Ferrell and Clarkson, the hope is simple: that this moment becomes an opportunity for reflection rather than division. Entertainment history is filled with dramatic interviews that eventually became footnotes, overshadowed by the enduring impact of the artists involved. Time will tell where this one lands. Until then, the image of a comedy legend standing up mid-interview and walking off a brightly lit stage remains etched in viewers' minds, a reminder that even in spaces designed for laughter, tension can surface without warning.